Dengan narasumber kita adalah Duta Besar Turki untuk Indonesia. Please welcome the Ambassador of Turkey to Indonesia, His Excellency Professor Talip Uçukcan. Please welcome. Baik, teman-teman, siapa tahu nanti Mas Gandhi akan kasih kuis lagi ya. Masih ingat siapa nama ambasador Turki untuk Indonesia? Ayo, siapa? Ditulis, jangan lupa ya. Don't forget to write down the name of the ambassador of Turkey to Indonesia. Okay, please welcome Professor Talip come to the stage and give big round of applause for the ambassador of Turkey to Indonesia, His Excellency Professor Talip Uçukcan. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, hello Prof. Talip, how are you today?
Thank you very much. I am very pleased to be here. I am fine. And of course, when I am with young people like these, I feel much better and much younger.
Okay, this is all of them are students in a senior high school, or we call as a Santri. Santri is the student of an Islamic boarding school like that. I ever heard that you have been Santri also. Is it right?
Now, of course, let me first thank all of you to be here today and also the organizer of this festival. It is quite important to be with you, and I am really happy that I can meet some of you today. And I am also hoping that in the future we will be in touch with all of you, and hopefully next year or the year after I will host some of you in Istanbul, in Ankara, in Izmir, in Turkey. We will do it in Turkey as well, so that you can meet some of your friends in Turkey. They are also looking forward to meeting you. Yes, some 40 years ago, I was a student like you, long time ago. And I studied in a school called Imam Hatip School. Graduates of these schools were supposed to be imams in the mosques. When I finished Imam Hatip School, I wanted to read at the university. I wanted to study at university. Then I went on to study at the Faculty of Sharia, Faculty of Islamic Studies. So it was all religious education that I received.
Yes.
And of course, let me finish. When you finish Faculty of Theology, there are two paths in front of you. Either you become teacher of religion, okay, in the schools, or you become a mufti or imam. So these were the two options that I had when I finished university, but I chose something else.
Okay. This is so interesting when you are as a Santri in school of Imam and to be an Imam, and then you continue your study at a Sharia faculty, right? And after that you being a teacher of religion. How it can be in your experience when you be a teacher of religion and the student in Turkey? How about the vibes there?
Okay, I am talking about 1990s of Turkey, long time ago. When I finished Faculty of Sharia, Faculty of Theology, I wanted to do Masters and PhD. I wanted to be a teacher at university, not in peasantry or in religious schools, okay? What I did, I entered some exams and I started doing masters at the Uludağ University Faculty of Islamic Studies. Later on, I thought that I should explore the world, okay? It was always in Turkey. I studied my first school, secondary school, my high school, my university, it was all in Turkey. But I wanted to explore the world outside Turkey. In order to do that, there were some scholarship programs. I applied for this program, and I won the scholarship. Then I went to United Kingdom.
Okay, then you continue your study at United Kingdom with scholarship.
Exactly. As someone who studied religion in Turkey, I had the chance, I had the opportunity of studying in London in one of the most prestigious school. It is called School of Oriental and African Studies, where I did my master's. Of course, when I was doing my master's degree, for the first time I met two Indonesian friends. We were in the same classroom. Some 40 years ago, I met Indonesian friends. We were together in the same faculty. We were together in the same school. And when I finished my master's degree, I wanted to continue for PhD because this is the only way you can become a lecturer at the university. And I did my PhD in UK in sociology. Look, I studied Islam and religion in my high school and in my university degree, but later on, I did master's and PhD in political science and sociology, different field. You can see that if you study religion, if you study Islam, you don't have to study Islam and religion all the time. You can bring some other subjects into your life. Okay? So your horizon should be wide. Your horizon should be open. You can study Islam, but you can become a professor of law. You can become a teacher of sociology, political science. And even in our case, in Turkey, you can become very good engineers. But we have in Turkey, still Imam Hatip schools are there, like peasantries, like Santri. But when they finish this school, they take exams. And they can go to top universities in Turkey and outside. They can become doctors, they can become engineers, they can become later on entrepreneurs, okay? That's why I would like to remind these young people, my young friends, my brothers and sisters, that yes, you can study religion, yes, you can study Islam, of course. It is part of our identity, it is part of our culture, but the world outside is much bigger, okay? Our faith, our religion gives an idea, provides moral values. This is very important. But I think the world needs engineers, doctors, teachers, entrepreneurs, innovators, okay? Because we are living in a very difficult world today. There are many problems. And as Muslims, as young people, you are the ones that will take the jobs in the future. Actually, what I see here, the future of Indonesia.
Okay, please give a round of applause. Wah, ini luar biasa sekali.
It is not only the future of Indonesia. When I look at these young people, I see ambassadors of your country in the world. I see professors, I see engineers, I see future doctors in this group. I see many innovators. As I said before, you are living in a gorgeous country. It's a beautiful country. It is one of the biggest countries in the world. And you should be proud of that. This is the biggest Muslim country. And of course, you have a lot of responsibility. And in the world, when you look at the map, there are some countries with 1 million population, with 10 million population. And you don't expect much from these nations because they are very little, they are very small. But Indonesia is very big. And your responsibility is also very big. You should always keep this in your mind. And of course, the next question. You are the moderator, but I'll ask the question.
Oke, mungkin sedikit saya akan translate. I would like to translate a little to the audience ya. Jadi teman-teman tadi ada satu hal yang menarik yang disampaikan oleh Ambassador bahwa beliau mengatakan santri itu meskipun kita belajar religion, kita belajar agama, tapi tidak membatasi kita untuk nanti kita belajar tentang ilmu hukum, belajar menjadi seorang engineer atau teknisi, belajar menjadi seorang dokter, bahkan politisi, just like that, Mr. Ambassador. Okay, we come to the next question. This is, I think, about Santri in Indonesia. Yeah, what is your perspective, your opinion about Santri in Indonesia when it is advancing to education and culture in Indonesia?
Until I came here, I didn't know that the Santri was so common in Indonesia. I heard about it, but I didn't know that there were many Santris and peasantrans. And I didn't know that there was a national day. It was last week, I think, you had the Santri Day, yeah? You celebrated that day. I think that indicates how important this institution is for your country. Because it is an institution of education. It is an institution of training. And let me tell you one more thing. When I look at Indonesia, Indonesia is the richest country in terms of resources, natural resources. But having rich national resources does not make you a big country, does not make you a big and influential country. It doesn't make you a strong country. You need something else to be stronger, to be more powerful, to be more influential in the nation competition. That is human capital. What I mean by human capital is educated people. If you don't have educated young people, no matter how big your country is, no matter how much resources you have, you won't be the leader. But I think Indonesia deserves to be a leading country in this part of the world. But in order to achieve such leadership, you have to have well-trained people. I think Santri is an institution, an opportunity that really celebrates, consolidates the Indonesian culture, Indonesian future. That's why I think we need to learn from the culture of Santri, but I think there is one more thing that I need to emphasize. We need to have an open mind all the time.
Yes, of course, in this globalization era also, what is your opinion about Santri can take a role to upholding the human values, so peace and also tolerance in the middle of the war in this world?
Well, I think you touched on a very important issue because, as you have said, we are now living in a globalized world. And the technology we use, like the one that you are having, and everybody has got, I think, mobile phone, they can connect to the world easily. Whatever is happening in Gaza today, unfortunately, we see it. So that means, I think, our responsibility goes beyond the borders of Indonesia. When we talk about the moral values, when we talk about the human values, peace, stability, and the wealth of nations. Today, when you look around the world, there are many places where you see wars, conflicts, and political instability. And I think as a global citizen, we should be well aware of these facts, and we should be prepared. That is the question. How well we are prepared to address the challenges of the global world today. As you have said, there are conflicts. What will be our role in order to resolve these conflicts? There are poverty. There are many places where people live under the $1 or $2 per day. And there is a lot of illness and diseases all over the world. How well are we prepared as the students in this country? Are we prepared for the future? Or we are just studying and we will establish a family, we will have children. Of course, these are also very important issues in our life. We need to have family. We have to have children. We raise them. We prepare them for the future. But I think our responsibility as human beings, as Muslims, and as Santri goes much beyond that in this global world. We have responsibility to ourselves, we have responsibility to our neighbors, but we have also responsibility for people in Gaza, people in Palestine, people in Turkey, people in many other parts of the world. And I believe that the Santri will have this vision, which is a global vision, which is very large and big and broad vision.
Okay, that was so awesome, Professor. So, when I asked the audience, how many people here want to be a diplomat like you to be ambassador? Maybe you can share the tips how the student prepare themselves to be a diplomat in the future. We talk about the future student here.
Of course, we cannot predict the future. We cannot prophesize about what's coming next. Allah knows the future. Nobody can else tell what will happen to us tomorrow or an hour later. But as human beings, we have responsibilities. Allah created us and sent to this world. So we have a mission. We have a mission, I think, to spread His word, to spread the reality, and to establish a good society, just society. And of course, there are many professions that you would like to have. As I said, you want to become a president of the country, you can become a minister, you can become a judge, you can become a doctor, etc. And also you can become an ambassador like me. But to be honest with you, there is no special way of becoming an ambassador. If you prepare yourself strongly for the future, you might end up as the president of this country. You may become as head of United Nations. You can become head of something else, or a banker, or something like this. I was not preparing to become an ambassador. That's why I think our interaction, our meeting with these young people is very important. I wish somebody at your age came to me and talked as an ambassador. We had no chance. I haven't seen a professor when I was young. I haven't seen a businessman when I was young. There was no role model in our time, because I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago. But what I did, I invested in my future. I studied hard. I learned different languages. I did master's degree. I did PhD degree. I was part of the civil society organizations. I volunteered all the time. I was not studying and remaining around the table or among my friends only. I think this is the key issue. You have to explore your potentials. Of course, your first and foremost responsibility is to study, to be successful. But being successful in school is not enough. You have to improve yourself all the time. For example, what we are doing these days to witness digitalization of the world, transformation of the world, and we have to be ready for this world. That's why my advice to them is not to prepare specifically for something, but to prepare for the life that they will live long, inshallah. And also, as I said, one day you will be the teacher, one day you will be the president, one day you will be the minister. This is inevitable. I mean, this is the nature of life. We are growing up, we are going to get older, and we are going to pass away. We are all going to die. And the young people will replace today's elderly people. That's why they must be prepared for the future, especially in such challenges, because we are not living in an innocent world. Unfortunately, we are living in a world which is increasingly being polarized, increasingly becoming conflict-ridden. And I think all Indonesians, all young people here, they have a huge responsibility to bring peace. Of course, you have to be ambassador for everything. Ambassador of peace, ambassador of art, ambassador of culture, ambassador of health. I think it is time to rethink this idea of Santri to open up to the world beyond us.
Means that everyone is so important to be ambassador of his passion, right?
Exactly. You don't have to have this title of ambassador, okay?
Okay.
Sometimes you can change the life of a child that is much more meaningful than being an ambassador. Or you can come with an invention that will help people to recover from illnesses. Or you can eradicate poverty in your region, in your village, in your neighborhood. I think that is much bigger than being an ambassador, to have a better contribution, to make better contribution to the world.
Okay. I mean, after this, I want to ask you about how does your view, the relationship between Indonesia and Turkey in terms of education and culture, which is related to Santri.
Okay, let me talk about Turkey and Indonesia relations. Many of you would not know that we met, the Turks, met the first Indonesians 600 years ago. Not today, not yesterday, not 10 years ago. But 600 years ago, Turks and Indonesians met each other. That shows how deep, how strong, how powerful our relations are, okay? Of course, there are some reasons why we are so close to each other today. First of all, we have different, maybe, countries in different regions, but we have a similar heart, very close to each other. And we have similar faith. We have the same religion. We have a similar culture. We have similar family life. I think these are all important that brings us closer. Today, in our country, in Turkey, there are almost 5,000 students at Turkish universities. Why do you think many Indonesian students go to Turkey, study there, and then come back here? For a number of reasons. The first reason is that Turkey feels like home. I came here 6 months ago, but I feel like this is my home. I never feel that I am a foreigner. I never feel that I am not welcomed. I am always welcomed here. I think these are important relations between two Muslim nations, between two Muslim countries. And it is our also duty that we have to cherish these relationships. To go to Turkey, and also I encourage many Turks to come here to study. I think Santri can play a huge role in presenting Turkish culture in the schools, and also vice versa. And as I said, we would like to see some of the Santri students in Turkey next year. I will be very pleased as ambassador of Turkey to facilitate their travel and their journey in Turkey, inshallah. And I think this will also create a new momentum, create a new environment for Santri students, that they have got brothers and sisters in Turkey, but their hearts together. Okay. Turkey is far away from here, 99,000 kilometers. If you take a flight, it takes 11 hours to go to Turkey. But as I say, in a global world, we are closer. Through social media, through television, through film industry, everything is close to each other. But what is good is that our hearts are very, I think, close.
Oke, kita berikan tepuk tangan dulu untuk the Ambassador of Turkey to Indonesia. Oke, selamat datang Mbak Angki, juga sudah hadir nanti menjadi pembicara for the next talk show. Jadi teman-teman, tadi menarik sekali apa yang disampaikan oleh Duta Besar Turki untuk Indonesia. Kalau beliau sampaikan itu hidup di Turki itu tidak seperti kita hidup di luar negeri. Jadi seperti kita like home ya. In Turkey we feel like home. Jadi seperti itu karena banyak sekali budaya kita sama. Begitu juga keyakinan dan agama kita juga yang sama dengan Turki itu sendiri. Okay, before we come to the Q&A to the audience, maybe I would like to ask you about how can Turkey support the development of Islamic education in Indonesia, especially as a Santri in Indonesia, not going abroad to Turkey, but Indonesia?
There are many, I think, areas of cooperation. As I said before, I graduated from Turkish Santri. Okay, it's a sort of. It is not exactly the same, but there are similarities. And in Turkey, we have got Technofests today. Technofest means young people like these, they are coming to this festival. They are trying to show their creativity in technology, in science, in education, in all areas. And the Imam Hatip schools in Turkey, they are actively participating in Technofest. As I said before, when you finish Imam Hatip school, you don't have to go to Faculty of Sharia. You can choose to become a doctor, can choose become an engineer or lawyer, any other profession. It is open. Therefore, we have got this open-minded Imam Hatip schools in Turkey. Some of the students are very much interested in innovation and technology. So this fest is an important one, and I am thinking and I am trying to bring this fest into Indonesia as well, so that Santri students can see it, can share the experience of Turkish students, how this educational relationship can become two sides. Because yes, they cannot maybe go to Turkey, but we can bring some people who are experienced in this Technofest issues. They can organize events in Santris. I think that will be a good contribution to their education here.
Means that Turkey also commit to support the innovation of the Santri in Islamic school in Indonesia, right? Okay, baik. We have 5 minutes left in this session. So we open question from the audience. Silahkan, kita masih punya waktu. Boleh satu orang yang ingin bertanya? Please come, boleh maju ke depan yang ingin bertanya. Kita berikan applause dulu. Mungkin bisa dibantu mikrofon. Boleh maju ke depan? Oke.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Merhaba Baba, Neisilin, Igenler. Buiron, Benem Adim, Desian Eka Putra, to ask about how long you can handle the language of Turkey, because we know that Turkey is a hard language in the world. It's a fact, and many people now the Turkey is very hard language, and I feel very hard to handle the language and the word Turkey. Teşekkür ederim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Teşekkür ederim. Ben de soru için sağ ol. Bak Türkçe öğrenmiş. He speaks good Turkish. Well done. If anyone is interested in learning Turkish, now we have got an institution called Yunus Emre Institution. The first branch is opened in Jakarta, and you can take some classes. You can learn Turkish here in Jakarta. And also we are planning to open other branches in other parts of Indonesia, so that anyone who is interested in learning Turkish can go there and learn it. And also, of course, you can learn Turkish culture as well. It's not only the language, but also culture. And also there are lots of films that you can watch, Turkish films. But of course, we will be very pleased that the more and more young people here in this country is interested in Turkish language and culture. And as I said, already we have got 5,000 students in Turkey, and we would like to see the number increases in the future.
Okay, thank you Prof. Talib. Kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk penanya tadi dan juga untuk Miss Ambassador. And this is the last one for your closing statement. What is your advice to all Indonesian Santri?
Well, to sum up, I think we have to study hard. That is the key for success. But studying hard is not enough. We have to have open mind. We have to look at beyond the classes as well. We have to read the textbooks, but we have to read novels. We have to read a lot of other books. We have to watch films, okay? We have to enrich ourselves. This is important, okay? And also, we should have some skills, like computer, for example, okay? Technical skills. This is very important, because we are going to compete. When you finish your university, you will compete to find jobs. The only way that you can be better, you have to learn different languages, okay? And also you have to have different skill sets that will enable you to compete with the others. And always remember, this is my last sentence, okay? You have brothers and sisters in Turkey, okay?
Kita berikan tepuk
terima-
tangan yang paling meriah. We
terima
have
kasih,
brother and
terima
sister
kasih.
in Turkey. Oke.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Prof. Talib. And this forum is so awesome with your coming here. Thank you so much. Okay. The next is giving the souvenir for Mr. Ambassador. Please come. The Chief of Santri Innofest 20 and 23. Okay. Please come to the stage, Mas Budi, to take a picture together. Okay, the next maybe host want to take picture also.